All right. Hey, tell me who you are.
I'm Maureen. I'm the tour director.
Cool. Tour director for?
Across Ohio Bicycle Adventure.
So how long you been doing this?
2010 was my first year.
2010. And how long have you been actual tour director?
That was in 2010. I've been on the tour every year since 2000.
So, did you ride the tour before you were tour director?
I rode the tour, and then I helped on the tour, and then I became tour director.
Sweet. Okay. So you know what it's like to ride the tour.
Yeah, I do.
And I guess my first question is, why in the world do you want to do this?
It's kind of near and dear to my heart. Made an awful lot of friends here, and it's a little bit of a smaller tour, so you get to know people better, which I always really liked. And did meet my husband on this tour, so that's an added benefit too.
Wow, that's really cool. Just like, how did today go? was this typical?
Yeah, today was pretty typical. No incidents, nobody fell off, nobody got hurt. One bike breakdown we had to pick up and take to a bike shop and get fixed, and got her back on the road.
Yeah. So I'm guessing, I don't know for sure, is there around 70 here?
There are 50 riders and some non-riding staff.
Oh, 50, okay.
Yeah.
So, and then some non-riders. So, I know in the past XOBA's been up to, what, 300?
It went up to 350 one year. Total capacity would be 250, because after that you run out of room in enough showers in high schools and stuff, and it gets to be a problem.
Yeah.
So 250, we ran several years at about 100 to 125, and that's a really nice number.
Yeah. So you want to be bigger than 50?
I'd like to be bigger than 50, but 40 will pay the bills. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, we did it last year with 40 riders, and we managed to pay all the bills with it. So.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know. I thought, so 40 riders can make this tour happen, but it's the more the merrier up to a certain point.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And see, I could edit this and make it sound like I don't have to think at all, like all these questions pop into my head. How in the world, how much time do you put into preparing for a week-long ride across an entire state?
Well, it takes most of the year, although there's obviously lots of downtime during various parts of it. All told, you probably spend maybe about up to 1,000 hours getting everything ready between when you start mapping out what towns you want to be in and getting contact with overnights and trying to make sure that you've got some place to stay every night, and then mapping and routing, and you got to go drive the route, and then you got to go mark the route, and you have to draw maps and figure out what the t-shirt's going to look like, and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. And so it's all year long.
Yeah.
And then it boils down to this week.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Because somebody told me that you had marked the course last week.
Yeah.
So you drove across the entire state marking courses last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you mark it too much before that, some of the arrows get awful faded and dirty in some places.
Yeah.
And then people miss them.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah. Well, I've found this course to be really easy to follow. I've got it on my GPS. You had GPS files available. I've got it on my Garmin, but I've seen every mark on the road and haven't had any trouble following it. But does anybody get lost? Anybody just out there in the...
We've had people, in fact, we had a couple of people miss turns today.
Yeah.
It happens. Bonus miles are free if you have extra ones. We don't charge for them.
Yeah.
Worst that ever happened was it wasn't. I was still a rider at that point. Somebody went in to see a tourist attraction, came out and followed somebody else's arrows in the opposite direction, and it was really kind of before very many people had cell phones, and her friend was frantic, and they didn't get in touch back to the tour until about 10 o'clock that night. She was about 80 miles away. She had checked into a hotel.
Oh, wow.
But they were calling hospitals and police stations anywhere they could, and I don't think they got that far away with where they were looking.
Okay. So
with cell phones, people can always call, so we haven't lost anybody like that.
That's good. So as tour director, I'm assuming you hear everybody who's aggravated, everybody who's annoyed. Does it get overwhelming?
If you've done your job right, it shouldn't be overwhelming.
Right.
Sometimes, and there are some things that people will come and try and explain to me how there's always somebody who thinks a cue sheet should be done a different way, and
Yeah.
their way is always the right way. Of course, you can do them 15 different ways and they will all work, but
Yeah.
there's always somebody that will come and explain to me why I should be doing something completely different than the way that we do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have a valid point, and sometimes what they're wanting we don't do for a very specific reason,
Right.
but you listen to them and you can learn from everybody.
What keeps you doing XOBA year after year? Just
Well, coming back, it's we have a number of people that return every year. We have one all-year rider. We have a couple of almost all-year riders, and so yeah, I've known them for years and years and years, and they're good friends. So it's kind of your family vacation
Yeah.
when you all get together every year, and you get to meet new people. And there's somebody who really didn't think that they could do the tour, and at the end of the tour, they're so proud of themselves that we gave them the opportunity. I had a couple gentlemen about maybe the first year I was tour director who they were brothers and they hadn't seen each other in 10 years, and they decided that they were going to get together and do this bike tour together. And they were just so happy all week that they had this opportunity to reconnect and spend time together. And they've come back probably every other year since then.
awesome.
So it's really cool to help people out that way.
Well, I've done a lot of tours. I've done XOBA a lot of times, which is, I guess, probably the biggest Ohio bike tour,
Yeah.
maybe. And then this is the first time I've done XOBA. And if I had to choose between the two, I'm definitely choosing XOBA from now on. And nothing against GOBA, but like I'm definitely really liking the small tour vibe, and it's a lot more relaxed, a lot more laid back. So
Most of my good cycling friends I met on this tour, or I met on GOBA but got to know better here, because you have an opportunity to get to know people and spend time talking with people rather than standing in line with somebody different every day.
yeah, that's the other thing. I haven't waited for anything. I've walked into every bathroom, walked into every shower, walked into every place to fill up my water bottle. I haven't waited on one thing. At GOBA, you get used to standing in line for stuff, and here it's just walk in. So that's pretty nice. So thanks.
Sure.
I'm glad you're doing it. Keep it on.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.